Welcome one and all to the K.O.E. Nation. Folks, it is finally upon us, the first opening round of the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament, and I am here with a couple of indomitable broadcast partners. There has been an invasion of Castle K.O.E. I am joined by
the one and only Style and Profile and Chicken,
and
Tony G. Like, share, subscribe. Well, let's do this.
Yes, we are going to do the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament, and we're going to be going on a point scale. Allow me to explain it to both my judges here and you, the fans at home. These 4 bourbons have been poured into these glasses. As you can see, they have a letter on the bottom. These 2 gentlemen do not know what are in each glass. I labeled them as I went, and I did as hard as I could to just forget them. And I think you can both agree. I probably
that's not going to be an issue whatsoever.
So yeah, but I've got the cheat sheet right here, and once we're done, we're going to figure out who won. Now, each bourbon we're going to be going on a 4-point scale: 4, 3, 2, 1. One bourbon must be given 1 point. One must be given 2. One must be given 3. The best must be given. Your personal favorite must be given 4 points. And then when we add up our scores, whichever bourbon wins moves on to the final 4. So our contenders, this is the budget bourbon bracket. So if anybody ever asks me what's a good budget bourbon, this is going to be the video I'm going to point them to. We've got a couple of heavy hitters. We got Michter's, which is a favorite of this guy over here. Wild Turkey 101, which is, just well known. It's got a reputation the world over. The cult following Evan Williams White Label. I'm not a member of the cult.
One of them had to win.
Yeah, we gave 7 different whiskeys a shot for the Heaven Hill Distillery, and this is what won. And then Jim Beam Black, which is my personal favorite of all of the ones here.
Wow.
But, full disclosure. So, without further ado, gentlemen, let's take whiskey A, which...
It's fairly light on the nose, but it does have that sharp bourbon cut.
I was about to say, it kind of opened my nasal cavity a little bit, kind of opened my sinuses.
This is bourbon.
oh,
Yep, well,
can tell.
Gentlemen, we ain't going to find out which one's better by talking about them.
Sweet. Got the sting.
Yep. Now, this is also my first drink today.
Yeah, same.
So it's got kind of that metallic copper back.
Yeah.
Like you can definitely...
Not a ton of flavor there, though. I mean, in terms of tasting notes.
So I'm going to do a quick palate cleanse, and then I'm going to move on to Bourbon B. Definitely more muted nose.
Yeah, a lot more delicate. A little more bold. A little lighter on the booze.
Yeah,
almost.
that one's a lot easier on the palate.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very smooth.
Yeah, that one sweet.
Yeah.
It's not overbearing and too much oak, too much caramel, too much vanilla. It's got it all there, but it's muted. Interesting. Cleansing of the palate.
Wow.
Yes.
Very, very light.
C.
Like a sharp.
I'm getting grain.
I
I'm
was
getting
saying,
a lot of grain on the nose.
Yeah, sharp grain note.
Yeah, super green. Wow.
That one bites really nice. Lingers.
That one's got almost like a cola quality to
Yeah,
it.
at the very end,
really
finish.
Soft. Yeah, really soft. And just,
Okay.
Interesting. So, yep, get one more palate cleanser. And then final whiskey, whiskey D, bourbon D.
Subtle, but
Not much there.
no, not yeah.
Kind of a boring.
Yeah, very boring nose, honestly.
Bit more of a subtle honey flavor on the palate, but
Sweet.
not much else.
Yeah, a lot sweeter, but
Oh.
sticks around a little bit.
It does. It does kind of dissipate slowly, but yeah, that cola for sure. I
Now,
agree.
before
100%.
I start putting my grades down, yep, gonna have to go back on a few here.
Oh yeah, I'm going back through again.
All right. So going back to A.
Come.
Tony's doing them just straight back to back, which can be helpful in this.
I'm giving A a 1. That's my least favorite.
Giving A a 1.
Trying to get between these two.
Okay, actually, I think I've got my grading down. Honestly, there's not a bad one there, especially considering this is your budget bracket. You're spending anywhere from $20 to $45 a bottle here. I believe the Michter's is going to be your most expensive bottle, typically going to be $40-$45 a pop. Your Evan Williams and your Jim Beam Black are mostly going to run about $20 to $23. Kind of same for the Wild Turkey, unfortunately. It doesn't get enough respect because it's a really great daily sipper.
All righty. Now, do we add up our scores or should we do the reveal?
I think let's do the reveal and then we'll do the
All
ad.
right. So everybody's got their
Yep,
scores.
got my scores.
Pencils down. All right. Biases are now out of the way. Okay. Whiskey A was Michter's. Michter's bourbon was Whiskey A.
Okay.
Whiskey B was Jim Beam Black.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Whiskey C, Evan Williams, White Label. And Whiskey D, Wild Turkey 101.
That is insanely surprising.
Yeah, now let's go over chicken. What'd you give A?
So I gave Michter's a 1.
A 1.
Wow.
Tony, what'd you give it?
I gave it 3.
You gave it 3. I gave it 2. So thus far, Michter's between 1
3.
and 2. So thus far, it's got, yep, 6 points. Okay. B, Jim Beam Black. What did you give it,
I
chicken?
give it a 3.
Gave it 3, Tony?
I can't believe I gave it a 4.
Nice.
So did I.
Wow.
So Jim Beam Black is 11 points.
Wow.
Which is going to be really tough to
I'll give you
unseat.
that, Phil. You kind of predicted Jim Beam Black was the surprise here, and so far it's looking
Well,
like
it's
you're
just
right.
so sticky sweet,
It-
and it's so easy, and it's $17,
That was-
by the way.
Yeah, I fought with that one in 4-point pick. I went back and forth quite a
Yeah,
We'll
it's,
get there.
it is surprising.
Now, C, Evan Williams, White Label. What did you give C?
bit. I gave it a 2.
2, Tony?
2.
2, and I gave it 1. So Evan Williams White Label gets 5 points. Wild Turkey 101 for D. Chicken, what did you give it?
I gave it 4 points.
4 points. Tony, what'd you give it?
I thought this was going to be a 4-point for me. I'm honestly embarrassed because this is one of my favorite daily drinker bourbons. It got a 1 from me on a blind.
Wow. Now,
I'm-
that's why we do these blinds. So I gave it 3. So you gave it 4.
So a
So
total of
it's
8.
got 8 points. And so, folks, the final tabulation scores. The eliminations are as thus. The lowest score, Evan Williams, White Label. Now, Tony, it is fair to say we gave Heaven Hill every opportunity.
More than a fair
Yes.
shot.
So, Chicken, will you put that off into the island of misfit bourbons?
Yeah.
All right, with a total of 5 points. The next lowest scoring kind of shocking. Michter's bourbon. But,
I did not expect that to win.
I think it's coppery metallic palate kind of, that and it was our first drink of the day. Might have put it at a little bit of a disadvantage, but nonetheless, excellent stuff, but did not make it. Then it was actually fairly close, but not as close as I thought it was going to be. 8 points for Wild Turkey 101. An amazing bourbon, but it did not win the day. It lost 11 points to Jim Beam Black. So, folks, this one is moving on to the final 4 of the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament, and this is the dark horse of the whole tournament.
I'm surprised. I do like it. I'm just a little shocked here that I didn't get a higher score for 101, because I'll tell you honestly, right now, with both of those on my shelf, I'm still going to reach for the Turkey 101 more often than I reach for this, but this is shocking to me.
Now, what's funny is you two were so vastly different. And while this was Chicken's favorite, and it was the lowest score for you. Now, Tony, do you think it might have to do with the fact that maybe like a week and a half ago you had maybe a little too much Turkey 101?
No, well, I did a couple weekends ago basically drink a bar out of Turkey 101, so there's probably a little palate fatigue there, but I think part of it was the fact that it was at the end of the line. So that last one, I'm trying to score it fairly in my head, and I went back through and I'm like, I don't know. But by then you've got the proof so coated on your tongue. So I think placement in the line did factor in here, but I mean, Jim Beam Black did just win this fairly.
Yeah, and so Jim Beam Black, the shocker, like when we did the Jim Beam line, I was just like, why are we even bothering with this? And I was, don't judge a book by its cover. Aged 8 years, good stuff. And again, $17.
Yeah.
You really can't beat that kind of
No,
price.
that's a solid
bourbon.
bourbon.
Yeah,
it would be.
Yeah, by...
Well, and actually,
Couple
because you
bucks
got
in
that for me in like a gift pack.
Yeah.
And it came with a couple
Christmas
of glasses, so I think it was $20. So normally, you're looking about $17. You're going to find that in most like Walmarts or even general stores, gas stations.
So, folks, we have decided which one is moving on in the final 4, but we are not even close to done yet. Keep your eyes on this space. There's plenty more to come at the Bourbon Tournament. Now, Chicken, anything you'd like to tell the people?
No. Appreciate you guys having me. This is fantastic, especially if you're saying under $20.
Yeah.
This is, go get yourself a bottle. It ain't going to hurt you. This is good stuff.
Yeah. Tony?
I'm still shocked, and I'm a little disappointed in myself, but it was a fair chance, and it is what it is. Jim Beam Black, I applaud you.
Well, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us for the opening round, the opening battle of the Bourbon Tournament, and there is one left standing in the budget bracket. Jim Beam Black moves on to the final 4. I am your King of Extreme and the Baron of Bourbon himself, Bill K.O.E., signing off, handing it off. Catch us around, folks. Chicken, Tony. There you go.